It's in the name.
Welcome into Season 3, the Good Old-Fashioned Dislike Podcast, where dynasties never die and hate is an extreme word, but just barely. This episode is brought to you by our new children's book about anxiety, the adventures of Ben and Travis and the Worrycoaster. Preorder your copy at benandtravis.com/books today. On this podcast, we pick a football rivalry and we submit that rivalry to the panel of dislike. They'll come up with reasons why we like one team, dislike one team, and vice versa. By the end, we come to a conclusion of where our loyalties lie, mainly based on non-football things, but that's what's so much fun. Be sure to tell us who you are rooting for when the Missouri Tigers travel from Columbia, Missouri to face the Gamecocks of Columbia, South Carolina. These teams met for the first time on December 29th, 1979 in Birmingham, Alabama. They now play for the Mayor's Cup as members of the SEC. The all-time series is led by the Tigers, 9-5. Missouri finished 10-2 last year, and South Carolina finished 5-7 in 2023. Now to the professionals of dislike. This week's golden dislike goes out to people throwing trash on the field during college football games. For shame. The uniform light goes to the Gamecocks when they wear those script South Carolina helmets. Shout out to South Carolina for their creative mascot. Missouri, not so much. Attending the 2012 Alabama at Missouri game and sitting on the Rock M to watch the game. Like Ben and I driving out of our way to Williams-Brice Stadium out of respect for the Gamecocks saving the 2022 college football season. Legends. South Carolina QB Stephen Garcia morphing into Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Dan Marino in the 2010 Bama game, and traumatizing Bama fans for the foreseeable future. Also see Johnny Manziel, Diego Pavia, and whomever Auburn trots out in a few weeks. Dislike. Stephen Garcia has lady hair. Former Missouri QB James Franklin, like. Calling Missouri Mizzou, like. Cocky the mascot, a little scary, but not in the intended way. Dislike. Confident, but not cocky, right, ladies? Like. Beamer ball, like. Former Gamecock Xavier Legette's accent, like. Fordland, Mizzou, love. Springfield, Mizzou, having the original and largest Bass Pro Shop, amazing. The band Alabama, having their early roots in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, legends. Former South Carolina ball coach Steve Spurrier, legend. Coach Spurrier talking trash on Bama after losing the 2010 Iron Bowl known as the comeback, dislike. Coach Spurrier getting blown out in the SEC championship by that same Auburn team a week later. Ball don't lie. Speaking of ball don't lie, one of the greatest ball don't lie moments in college football history, Jadeveon Clowney destroying the Michigan running back in the Outback Bowl, like. I was in attendance when Alabama blew out Mizzou in the SEC championship game in 2014. They were in Missouri, like. In South Carolina, it is illegal to keep a horse in a bathtub. In Missouri, single men between the ages of 21 and 50 must pay an annual tax of $1. Kansas City being confusing, dislike. My top 5 odd college football rivalry trophies. Number 5, the Wagon Wheel Trophy between Kent State Fighting Sabins and Akron. Number 4, the Beehive Boot between Utah, Utah State, and BYU. Number 3, the Platypus Trophy between Oregon State and Cal. These last two are odd because they're technically could be used as a weapon in a rivalry game, and around here in Iron Bowl country, we just don't mess with those sort of things. But number 2, Paul Bunyan's axe between Wisconsin and Minnesota, and number 1, the Fremont Cannon between Nevada and UNLV. Kansas City barbecue, like. The Z-Man barbecue in Kansas City, Kansas, iconic. The St. Louis Arch, like. The chicken bog dish in South Carolina, sounds good to me. The Gamecock screech during the football games, like. The Sandstorm tradition at South Carolina football games, amazing. James Brown, The Big Show, and Chris Rock, who also thinks Sandstorm slaps, are from South Carolina, like, legend, like. Eminem, Mark Twain, and Dick Van Dyke are from Missouri, dislike, meh, and like. Jeremy Maclin, Sheldon Richardson, and Kellen Winslow are Mizzou legends. Debo Samuel, George Rogers, and Sterling Sharp are Gamecock legends. South Carolina will always be near and dear to my heart after eliminating Tennessee from the playoffs in 2022, But I've got a lot of dear friends in Missouri, so the pick is in the Tigers of Mizzou. This episode is in memory of Craig Ray.